We need more white people to stand up and say racism is wrong. We need white folks to stand up for black folk while black folk are fighting for freedom. But we need black folk to stand up for brown immigrants while they are fighting for their citizenship. Racial profiling is wrong. If it's wrong to profile me in a store, it's wrong to profile somebody else because they speak Spanish. White people ought to stand up for black people, and black people ought to stand up for brown people, and rich folk ought to stand up for poor folk who need a living wage, and Christians ought to stand up for Muslims and say everybody ought to have a place to pray. No kingdom, no house divided against itself can stand. So there are those who are always trying to control us by dividing us. We ought not play with this mess anymore. It's dangerous. Anytime a deranged and confused and hate-filled preacher with 12 members can hold the whole world hostage, CNN International and everybody else, we're in a dangerous place. And the same folk who are burning the Quran today were burning crosses yesterday. So we need folk to stand up. Stand up on behalf of unity in the house of state. Stand up on behalf of unity, not just in the house of state, but in your house. And in my house, there are folk who are trying to divide us. Don't let the forces of division divide you. Get between husband and wife. Get between parent and children. I know we've got all of this technology, and the thing about technology is that it has created for many of us individualistic silos. And in our homes today, very often we don't engage each other. Everybody's got a cell phone. Have you seen it? 4 people in the car, everybody talking to somebody who's not in the car. Everybody's got their own laptop computer. Everybody's got a television, and I'm not against technology. I love technology. I love to play with my own gadgets. My staff will tell you. But you ought not lose sight of the need for normal human interaction. I'm worried about our children, and I'm worried about some of you because some of you haven't figured out yet that your Facebook friends aren't really your friends. Your friends are those who visit you when you're in the hospital. Your friends are those who are with you when you are broke. Your friends are those who actually know your name and the names of your children. Your friends are those who can pray with you and pray for you when you are in trouble. So don't let the devil divide your house. Some of you married couples are arguing about stuff that really isn't that important. And a few years from now, you'll discover that it's not really that important. Sometimes you're so focused on winning the argument that you forget that you're about to lose the relationship. Sometimes the issue is not the issue. The issue is the health of our relationship once the issue is gone. Brothers, you need to learn 2 words every now and then. Yes, dear. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Sometimes it's not even worth it. Sisters, sometimes the argument is not even worth it. You ought to draw a line in the sand, not against your husband, not against your wife. You ought to draw a line in the sand and say to Satan, you will not have my marriage. You will not have my house. You will not have my children. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.